Talk about what's happening as we look at the tropics and the Atlantic. Hurricane specialist Michael Lauer here with us. And Michael, yesterday we were talking about the front that Chris was just talking about and what might happen when it gets down a little further south.
And we showed this yesterday, how this season pretty much all of our storms have come from these very quick type systems, non-tropical type systems. That's why we're watching this front that's across the southeast U.S. You can see that showers and thunderstorms here pretty spread out, pretty broad, nothing over the waters quite yet. There is an area of low pressure, Jen, though, that is over the Carolinas. This one's going to scoot out to sea. That's sort of the first area of low pressure that's going to form along this front. I don't think this is going to develop, but once we get into the weekend, this front is going to move down into parts of Florida. You can see the spin to the atmosphere going from the Carolinas down into the Atlantic Ocean, and that's sort of where we're looking.
All right. So we'll be watching for that potential, maybe getting into the weekend. But, you know, a lot of people just want to know, what does it mean for their plans?
What does it
mean for weekend plans?
Yeah, look, you got a lot of warmth there. You could get something, but if we get something, it's going to be here off the coast. I really think you're just talking about enhanced rainfall, mainly due to the frontal boundary as it slips down into Florida. Very high moisture in the atmosphere. So, look, if you start wringing out this moisture, there could be flood problems here for Florida. It's going to be just a nasty beach weekend going into next week. So, rip currents, in addition to the heavy rainfall across even down into South Florida, where they really could use the rainfall.
They could use the rain. All right, Michael Lauer, thank you so much.
You got it.
Chris, over to you. All right, so let's talk rain in Florida. It is the rainy season, but it's also the vacation season, right, for folks heading south to Florida. And lately, you haven't had a lot of rain to disrupt your vacation plans, especially in the southern part of the state. We look at the drought monitor to tell the story of where we are with rainfall for the year. This is when we typically get our rain in June, in July, in August, and even September for Florida. And we are in a moderate drought, 23% now. That's an increase from last week, up another percent. In particular, it's this area down here across southern Florida southeastern Florida, I should say, that is really bearing the brunt of the drought. Tampa area, we're doing much better. We're up to nearly 30 inches above average here for rainfall. But you take a look at Miami, and our numbers here are really tough to take. 17 inches for the year. Average to date is 29 inches, so we're significantly below average. And in particular, when you look at just the rainy season, that's where we really are below average for the June, July months. And going forward, we'll see what we can make up here as we get through the rest of the summer. So let's talk about this drought that we've got going on right now, Chris. And we're going to be dealing with, of course, perhaps some rainfall over the weekend, but will it really help?
Yeah, and it's interesting to see where that drought is. It's that, the East Coast, really primarily in Florida. So let's get some local insight to this, if we shall. Let's go to